wallahi, you're lying to me. Don't lie to me. Wallahi, lie to yourself, but do not lie to me. Assalamu alaikum. Another episode of ASKSQ. You ask, I respond. That's how this thing goes. And today we have another juicy question, but it came in the form of a comment that was left on one of my videos. Before we continue, if you're new to this channel, inshallah, consider subscribing, as we speak about a lot of issues and questions that might come off as taboo, however, to serve as an iman booster. So let's get into this question. Assalamu alaikum. I write you because I would like to have some advice. Obviously, please excuse my English because I'm French. That's totally fine. Your English sounds perfectly fine to me so far. Lost my mother 2 years ago, and since then I am in full depression. First and foremost, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. I'm super sorry to hear such a thing. You know, I've never experienced losing a parent. I had a parent that was not in my life, and I know that's not exactly the same thing, but from people who I have seen or spoken who have lost a parent, I know it's something that's devastating and it's not easy. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for you, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never tests us with that which we cannot handle. So inshallah, this test is from Allah, and it is certainly that you can handle this test. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has tested you with this. This is a test that every single one of us is going to have to experience. We all are going to have to experience us losing a parent or someone very close and loved and dear to us. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make that easy for us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make your loss and replace your loss with something better, inshallah. I do not stop crying, and I stop all activity I make. I have nightmares and I think of suicide. May God forgive me. Now obviously it's very natural for you to be in a rut or in some type of depression or sadness. No one expects you to get over it immediately, but there seems to be something that you're going down this rabbit hole of despair. Your relationship with Allah to me right now is not clear. Now I haven't read this completely, but I can tell that there's something off right now. I might be wrong, and that's okay too. You can correct me, but just know that there's a difference between being patient and knowing Allah is testing you and falling into despair. Being patient and knowing Allah is testing you is the sign that you understand that this is all a part of the plan of Allah. It's all part of the process of Allah to make you into a better human being. Falling into despair is when you believe that there is not going to be any rahmah from Allah. There's not going to be any mercy from Allah, and that Allah hates you, He doesn't like you. When you start thinking that God is punishing you, that's when you start falling in this rabbit hole of despair, and you never want to be in despair. Inshallah, you always want to keep the positive outlook, because the Messenger ﷺ has taught us that Allah is to His servants what they believe Him to be. So if you believe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is punishing you, then that's absolutely what's happening to you. But if you believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing you to make you into a better human being, then that's exactly what's happening as well. As far as suicide is concerned, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this easy for you, but remember something, this is your test, this is your examination, and this entire life and world of ours is an examination. And if you choose on your own to press the end button and end your exam, then you failed your test. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in control of this examination, and He is the one who has to end it when He knows it's best for you. So inshallah, never think or consider of ending this exam, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one in charge of this exam, and this does not give us the right to play God, as they say, and we should not be thinking about these things. And this only leads me to believe that you are in this rut or rabbit hole of despair. And before you start thinking about suicide, think about the fact that you've lost your mother. Imagine the feeling that you're experiencing right now, and your father and your loved ones and your siblings are experiencing. Could you imagine putting them through that same exact test when you perhaps were to take your life? That's not okay. You can't just think about yourself, you have to think about others. You have to remember that this life is an amanah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gifted you this life, and He wants you to take care of yourself no matter how difficult things get. Remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will solve everything, and everything will be fine, inshaAllah. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easier for you. I cannot begin, this is where we at now, right? I cannot begin praying and tell me that Allah does not love me and He is punishing me. So that's exactly what I was talking about. You're under this impression that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is punishing you, and that's never the case, unless that's what you want to believe. If that's what you want to believe, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is punishing you, then that's exactly what you're going to get. However, if you were to change your mindset and understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing you to make you into a better person, to chisel you into a better person. Imagine you are a sculpture, you're just this piece of rock, and each test that comes your way is just slowly but surely chiseling away and making making you into a better Muslimah, mashallah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing exactly that. But if you believe that every single thing is happening because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is punishing you, or perhaps you're doing something negative or wrong and these are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ways to punish you for your sins, then that's exactly what you're going to be thinking about. But if you believe it the other way around, then that's exactly what it is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala absolutely loves you. Why would He not love you? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you. He is your creator. Allah have mercy on her. Doesn't your mom love you? She gave birth to you and she loved you. Allah created you. Don't you think His love for you is higher than your mother? Let that sink in. Do you have any advice because I'm lost? If I were to ask you, do you love your mother? You would say yes. Absolutely. There's without a doubt that you would never say that you don't love your mother. But I want to tell you something right now, that you're lying. You're lying. You don't love your mother at all. Wallahi, you're lying to me. Don't lie to me. Wallahi, lie to yourself, but do not lie to me. Don't lie to my audience right now. You don't love your mother. You know why you don't love your mother? You know why I can tell you don't love your mom right now? Because you're not praying. Your mom's book is closed. She is in her grave right now, and Allah knows what deeds were accepted. Allah knows what's happening to her in her grave. Do you understand that you are the Sadaqah Jariyah of your mother? Your deeds is what's going to help her out in her grave. Do you comprehend the fact that you could make her stay in her grave easier for her? But if you don't do that, then God only knows what's happening to your mother in her grave. So you are the Sadaqah Jariyah for your mom. If you truly love your mother, if you truly miss your mother, and if you truly want the best for your mother, then you have to do what's best for her right now, and that's praying. When you pray, not only are you bettering yourself, but our parents, your mother is getting the good deeds, and she's the beneficiary of this good deed of yours. So don't ever think that you're just praying for yourself. Stop being so selfish. Do it for your mother, if anything. If you need motivation to pray right now, if anyone watching right now needs motivation to pray, if you're someone who is stuck and you're a Muslim and you can't pray, you don't know how to, think about your parents. Think about your parents who have died. Think about them. You are their Sadaqah Jariyah. If you are not doing it for them, no one's doing it for them. Your mother would wish that you were doing this for her. If you can give her anything right now, give her your salah. Give her this Sadaqah Jariyah. That's what your mom needs the most from you. If you can hear her, she would be asking for you, oh my daughter, pray, I need it. We all will need it. Wouldn't you want you one day, inshallah, for your children to pray for you? Your children will do the same thing. That's how they say, what goes around comes around. Karma is you need to do the same for your mother. She deserves this. She gave birth to you. If you love your mother, if you miss your mother, then be the Sadaqah Jariyah for her. Start praying to really help her out in the grave, inshallah, because God knows she needs it. That was my advice. Inshallah, you all benefited from this. Salah is not just for ourselves. It's a Sadaqah Jariyah, as explained by the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that our parents are the beneficiaries of this when they are in their grave. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for that sister who has lost a loved one and a parent. For all of you who have lost a loved one or a parent, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you. I know I have not experienced it yet, but I am going to experience it one day. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to have patience in this as well, inshallah. That was my advice for the sister. If this sister DM'd you or left you a comment, what would you advise her? Make sure you drop your advice in the comment section below. And if you have no advice for the sister, make sure you drop a beautiful word. Make sure you drop a beautiful comment, inshallah, to brighten up her day and give her hope that everything's going to be fine. Encourage her to read her salah. Jazakallah for watching. If you are interested in having your question featured on the show, all you got to DM me right here on my social media, AskSQ. You ask, I respond. I'm out.